Have clearance, Clarence.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Howard radio clearance, over. That's Clarence, over. Over. Roger. Huh? Roger, over. What? Huh?
Welcome to week number 1 of Pilot Logs. I'm Pilot Brien, and let's get into my first full week of training.
By the way, is there anyone on board who knows how to fly a plane?
So before I get into my training, let me explain the program that I am in. I am enrolled in an airline career pilot program at a nationally recognized flight school. This program will give me all the necessary training and licensing that I need to start a career as a commercial pilot. The licenses that I will be earning throughout this program are my private pilot's license, meaning I can fly myself and others in good weather conditions. My instrument rating, meaning that I can fly in less than ideal weather using only aircraft instruments. My commercial pilot's license, meaning that I can make money while flying. My certified flight instructor license, meaning I can teach others how to fly. And lastly, my multi-engine rating, meaning I can fly airplanes with more than one engine. Now that I got all the technical mumbo-jumbo out of the way, let's get on to week 1. Starting with Memorial Day, Monday, May 27th, I had my first flight and logged my first hours. My first flight went very well, and my instructor and I focused on the fundamentals of flight: straight and level flight, coordinated turns, ascents, and descents. These came very easy to me, and I was able to intercept altitudes and headings with ease. Towards the end of my first flight, my instructor introduced me to landings. He showed me a few before handing me the flight controls. He helped me with my first 2 touch and goes, which are landings followed by full throttle takeoffs. After my first 2 assisted landings, he let go of all the controls and let me land unassisted. I was able to conduct 1 more touch and go and 1 full stop landing. This video is an example of a landing similar to my landing and what I saw during landing. The following 2 days were focused on aerial maneuvers. These maneuvers included steep turns with banks as high as 45 degrees, power off stalls to simulate a stall on approach or landing, power on stalls to simulate a stall while ascending or departure, emergency descents to drop altitude if the need arise, and lastly slow flight to teach the controls of the aircraft at lower speeds. This is also a video of a steep turn similar to what I would see. On Friday, May 31st, as an appreciation towards my progression in the previous days, my instructor surprised me by allowing us to go on a cross-country flight to Milwaukee General International Airport, which is considered close to home for me. He taught me about map navigation and about communications while on the flight. If you look at the map, you can see we were routed over the lake by the Oak Creek Power Plant and up the shoreline. By about Grant Park, we were given clearance to overfly runway 31 for a right downwind for runway 25 right. I'll explain what that means in a second. You can see the view from downtown and the airport look like from the air in these photos. As we overflew runway 31, we were given clearance to descend at our convenience and conducted a left teardrop for a right downward approach. You can see the view of downtown Milwaukee from about 3,000 feet right before we made the turns. Finally, you can see my right base turn and my right final turn here. You can also see what the final approach looks like onto runway 25 right in this photo. That flight to Milwaukee is one I will never forget. To wrap up my week, between Memorial Day and Sunday, June 2nd, I had totaled 11 different flights, 23.1 total hours, 2 hours of cross-country, and 118 landings. I'm advancing along very well in just 1 week in the program, and I cannot wait to update you next time. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, drop them below. We will see you soon.